Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Ideally Though.
Ideally, though.
I'm your host Erica, and with me is my hubby, my bestie, my butter biscuit.
Yeah, what up?
Another week. This week went
Yes,
by fast for me.
it was slow for me.
Really? Oh
Pretty
my
busy,
gosh.
actually. Pretty busy.
To me, I don't know. It went by fast. March, I was like dreading because I'm like, oh gosh, it's 31 days.
It,
Like, gotta push through.
it's spring break this week, so
Oh
I'm stuck
gosh.
with the children.
hmm While I'm gallivanting in the streets.
Yeah, yeah. So that's been fun.
This is usually when I have spring cleaning going on, but I've been slipping. So maybe this weekend
You'll
I'll
put the
have them.
slaves to work.
Yeah.
Or...
I'll put them to work. They're like, why we gotta do walls? You remember growing up
yeah.
and your mom make you do all the baseboards? You're like, why are we doing
Yeah, all the
baseboards?
shit we just never touch year round, but then
Yeah.
this one day or these 2 or 3 days out of the fucking year we have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I'm incorporating that in my household. You know, because walls do need to be wiped down. There's been many times where I've gone into the boys' room and there's purple fingerprints, there's yellow fingerprints.
Mhm.
You like, okay, this food didn't had some Kool-Aid packet.
Yeah.
You didn't have, like
you don't even really know where they come from,
right?
How they got there. You just know that they're there one day.
and he got the nerve to be like, I don't know where that come from. Yeah, where did it come from?
Yeah, it's
The hell
only
you talking
your
about?
height.
The hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
This week has been a lot of announcements I've noticed. Like the whole Mike Tyson and Logan Paul.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, who do I think is going to win? Now, I'm going to say this. I saw day 1 2 days ago of Mike Tyson training, and he looked like a older pit bull. So he looked like he can give him a run for his money.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if he beats him, that's only because he's a seasoned 60-something-year-old, 60-year-old boxer, so that won't even count.
I don't want to see older people fight.
You don't want to?
Just only because of the fact that like it's more of a health issue thing,
Mm-hmm.
When I think of boxing or MMA, and I think of anybody who's been in it long term, like really hardcore, they usually come out with some type of real problem. We already know Mike has problems already.
I hope he just gathers all those problems.
I mean, I'm thinking like mental shit, like too many shots to the head. Enough of those times can cause some real bad issues. It's the reason why Ali had Parkinson's.
Is this supposed to be more like an exhibition match, though?
It technically is, but like still and yet, you don't ever know how serious dudes get in the ring, how serious people are gonna take it. You never know until the fight actually does happen, right? Still and yet he's older, and that's kind of where I'm getting at. Is
Yeah.
like, you're already like past the prime. I mean, he's still in great form. I was watching the same clips and stuff, so in great form. But still and yet, it's like that Logan kid could
Do you think he can?
Paul kid or whoever the fuck it is, he can hit pretty hard.
Okay, you think? I don't know. I've been feeling like the matches he's taken. I'm like, these ain't like real boxers.
I mean, yeah, a lot of them aren't real, and some of them are. Some of them are. A couple of them lately have been, and he's been actually pulling the stops on those. But like, still and yet, they're not real boxers. This will be a real challenge for him. I feel like I just don't want to see Mike get hurt in a way where he didn't even have to do this.
I think he's going to be good, but what is this whole Logan Paul doing all these matches? Is this just to prove that he can box, or MMA is they are paying enough?
I think it's a long-standing feud between him and like Dana from the UFC.
That's what I thought.
Payment-wise, like how he can make all this money and get people rich, and like
by doing it
himself, but also proving the point that like the UFC doesn't pay their fighters enough.
Wow.
And for people to go into a ring and get the shit like beat out of them.
Remember UFC when it first started? Like I'm like, I always thought they were getting paid because they were getting fucked up,
bare knuckle in gis and shit. Like just wrestling and
remember the
fighting
spider?
And I remember. Yes,
he was fucking people up for a long time.
I imagine that most of that most of those fights that like the Paul kid has. I never remember their names. I'm sorry.
The 2 little white boys from YouTube.
Yeah, them, the Pauls. Whenever they actually, or whenever he actually had those fights or whatever, they weren't of that same caliber as Mike, which is why I feel like Mike could possibly just pull the stops out.
Man, what if he knock him out?
Ooh.
I'm like, damn.
Not embarrassing because you know that's some heart to go up against Iron Mike.
And yeah, I say a little bit. It will mess with your ego because he's older. He's way older than you.
But
There's
you also
2 generations.
know that like, oh shit, I could still be that good as I get that older. It's like a aspiration. That's all perspective. With him, I don't know if he can go the extra mile and beat down Mike, but I also don't want to see Mike get hurt.
Mike's my favorite boxer in all times, of all times.
Fair.
Number 1.
Fair. That's fair.
Do you think that prime Mike Tyson and prime Ali, who would win?
Ooh. Oh no. Wait. Tyson.
Yeah, Tyson, he was like a rabid pit bull. There was a difference between
he get tired of the dancing.
Yeah, and he'll just knock
Ali
your ass.
was incredibly like defensive. You know?
I think, we got the older people, they'd be like, Ali, what are you talking about? Mike Tyson, I'm like, shit,
both
that
greats,
motherfucking arm.
Something about Mike's strength.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a different animal behind that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I mean, even when you can go back and look at clips of like the shit that like Mike has
I
said.
did. I was like,
and he was a murderer.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't even want to fuck with you.
I will. I'm gonna fuck you until you love me, type of shit. Telling a grown man that is why I'm gonna eat your kids.
Yeah, like with the list, I'm like, I don't want to talk about that.
That man,
I was like, no, thank
vicious.
you. Yeah, I was like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
You know what other announcement I saw was 50 Cent put out the whole Power Origins. And I was like, yes. And then the day later, you talking about Power Ghost Book 2 final season come out in June. I was hold on.
Shocking.
So you gonna tell us about Power Origin, but then you are ending Ghost Book 2? Like, what the hell?
That's surprising.
Yeah, even the one who played Tyreek, Michael Rainey Jr., he was like, I found out the same time you guys did. He did
I wonder if it was more of a, maybe people aren't tuning in to the Power shit as much as
I think his numbers are really good.
BMF is probably pulling a shit ton of numbers. I feel like
a lot of people I feel like don't like BMF as much as the book.
Funny, I see the opposite, but then again, social media.
A lot of people are like, they love but I can't wait to see young Ghost, young Tommy. Maybe we get a little bit of a young Rock, maybe, because it is going to be Kanan who's bringing them into the fold. So maybe. Mm-hmm. Maybe Rock is still alive. Who knows? But then you guys got to tie it together a little bit. They're going to be so close in time, I feel like. So it makes me think, is Raising Kanan ending? Or going to end in at least another season or 2. So I don't know. I'm excited for it. Once I got into Power last year, I was like, hell yeah. I love this. And, I told everybody before, I started from behind. I started with BMF, Raising Kanan, and then I couldn't go back any further. So I had to start with Power. And it was amazing. So
yeah.
I'm excited for Power. We still got to finish it with you.
Okay, so Power got lost its luster after a while. And I just think that's just 50's early dealings and writing chops and whoever else that worked on it as well. So I'm less interested in Power. I'm interested in the origin story. Yeah. Granted, I am interested in the origin story just because I've been watching Kanan. Mm-hmm. That's essentially what's keeping me vested in it. But overall, I mean, I feel like I could miss Power and not really care, but also I know I'm not gonna. I can't miss it because there might be some pivotal things in the story.
Yeah.
So we'll go through it, but it's not something like that's. It's not something that's on I need to watch lists.
That's how I felt at first, but then last year, remember, I was just like there. I wrote a whole big list.
Yeah.
Of people, or not people, but shows I needed to finish or start.
Right.
And Power was my last one because I was like, I got to power through 7 seasons.
Yeah.
And start the book 2. I have to get on Force, so I had to get all those. So it was like. All right, and it was good. I was like, dang, this is what I'm missing. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited to see what the summer brings with the final season of Book 2 and whenever they announce the actual origin and who's going to be the cast. I'd love to see who's going to play young Tommy and young Ghost.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah.
50, the Power Reverse or whatever it's called, it's pretty cool. The entire thing, it's pretty interesting. I like what he's doing there.
I like that he's bringing people in like Monique, you know, when the whole blackball thing and she announced it again and he's like, come over here.
Yeah, that
and
is.
Taraji, he just announced like months ago, like, you come over here since they're not trying to pay you.
It's rather honorable.
Yeah.
But you know, it is also 50. He does that to like boost himself in most cases.
I'm a cancer.
Whenever somebody fucks up, he's usually there to save the day, and he looks good, and he pokes.
And he gonna poke fun at your dumb ass every day. He talking about P Diddy, brother love.
So
yeah. So did you hear or watch clips about Don Lemon and his new show and the deal being kind of off with X because of the
he had a
with
Elon Musk interview.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see clips?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. What did you think?
I ended up watching it.
I was like, you narcissistic piece of shit.
All right.
Not Don Lemon, but Elon Musk.
I feel like if given a contract from Elon, you can press certain questions, but there's also grounds where you can tell as a veteran in the interviewing game and the news game like he is, he could have pulled back the reins a little bit to get more out of him later. Like dangle the carrot, not just throw it at him.
But then this to say you need to interview more because you're getting butthurt so fast.
That is valid, but then in most cases when he does do the interviews and he's not asked these hard questions, I guess that he would call them, but also not things that are so as personal. When he got asked about his K-hole trips, like the ketamine trips he would go on, you know, those types of things where it's a little more personal, and we are here about like some other stuff we could talk about. There's some other things.
Yeah,
I get it. I get where he was, like where Elon got upset, because I've seen enough of the Elon interviews to know that he is much more personable.
Okay.
On the other hand, though, dude, just answer the fucking questions.
Yeah, don't be
like
an
you
asshole.
Signed a contract with the guy. This being the first interview, no matter how bad or how good it goes, it's still going to be huge because it's good for your platform. Like you got to think in a future basis.
Do you think it's contradicting his free speech with this whole interview and then the deal being off?
Absolutely.
You fucking piece of shit.
It's incredibly contradictory, but that's all he's done since he's actually bought X or Twitter or whatever the fuck you want to call it. So I mean, none of that actually changes for Elon. Don, I feel like, could have pulled back the reins and then waited to take his shots. I think he was too trigger happy.
He was like really quick with the out the gate.
Too trigger happy right out of the gate. He needed to be a little more patient and, you know, reel him in. Yeah. Make him feel secure. That way you can like fucking step on his neck afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I would have liked some more of that, because these past two, like, if we're going to talk about interviews, these past two very, very big interviews that happened over the last few weeks, Tucker Carlson with Putin, right? And we have Don Lemon with Elon. Both of them bad. Both people who went in on the interview to interview, I feel like both did bad. Putin didn't get
I didn't even see that.
Answered, didn't get questioned hard enough and thoroughly enough to like really justify what was going on over in Ukraine, right?
Do you think it's because he's like, okay, if I give them too much of hard questions, I'm never going to be able to interview, or there's sometimes a danger thing. You feel like, oh, maybe there's some retaliation.
And then listening back to an interview after he got back from Russia and stuff, he said he felt completely secure and safe. He was told he was going to be safe. Didn't matter about the questions; he was going to answer honestly.
Well, I thought about the interviewee, like the interviewer.
No,
like, okay,
interviewee,
interviewer. Sorry,
yeah, interviewer, and that's what I'm talking about. Tucker.
Oh, okay, in particular, he said he felt
safe. If Putin is saying that he is going to be safe with you, answer all the questions, I'll answer honestly, then take him at his word and ask the questions. You're supposed to be the Tuck, the badass. Yeah. In the same way that Don Lemon is way more sophisticated. I've seen him on screen or on TV rather, be way more sophisticated than he was with handling the Elon situation. Yeah. Elon handled it terribly. Putin destroyed Tucker. We need better journalists and media
who
know what the fuck they're doing. Maybe. But also, I don't know.
I think Donlin was like, listen, just because you gave me a deal doesn't mean I'm not going to go in on you.
I get that too, which I respect. That's freedom of speech. That's what he's relying upon.
Prove it.
You know, stand 10 toes down on what you say, Elon, when it comes to this thing. And obviously he did not, right? So, I mean, it goes to show. I mean, Don's still going to do his show.
Yeah, he is. I don't know in the first episode this week.
So, yeah, something like that. So, you know, that's great for him. He doesn't lose anything. This is good press for him in the first place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you still take an L. You should just answer the questions. Even if they were personal, answer them in your own personal way then.
Yeah, I'd be like, mind your business or something. You know, something in your Elon way.
Get a publicist because you are terrible on the internet. Like, there's a few people that need to be off of it. You know what I mean? No internet for you. That definitely one of them.
I'm hoping to see the full thing, but then it was kind of cringy, and I have to say I've never heard Elon Musk's voice. So I was like, I don't know what you sound like, but you don't sound...
That's incredible to me, but that's not necessarily something you would probably be in your wheelhouse. It's just
his face or memes or something. So I was like, I've never heard his voice. Oh my God, he sounds like something annoying that I would smack. I don't know. So I was like, why does your voice sound like that? It's a mixture between, I don't know. But I'm hoping to catch the full episode maybe this weekend. If it comes out, I believe it comes out today. So I don't know. I'll have to take a look at that.
Yeah.
I don't even know what platform it's going to be on if it's not going to be on X.
I think it's going to be on YouTube if I'm not mistaken, but I can't remember.
All right. Well, also this week, or I think it was closer to the beginning of the week, Sunday, they had the Oscars. It's like no one really watches any of these like
to be
award
honest,
shows, but Oppenheimer had 13 nominations. So
nice.
Cillian Murphy came home with an Oscar for Best Actor. Divine Joy, the one who did The Holdover, she got an Oscar.
Divine Joy. What does that name sound familiar?
Remember, she was on The Idol with The Weeknd.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
So you know, she's been winning for The Holdover like back to back to back to back.
Right.
Emmy, Oscars. You know, Robert Downey Jr. got his first Oscar.
Yeah.
For Best Supporting.
Deserved.
Yep. Absolutely.
Should have had it for Tropic Thunder, but that's just my
opinion. My God. Was Tropic Thunder even
one of the greatest movies? It was in a few categories.
But for Oscar?
Yes. Because it was for like comedy and shit. I'm not mistaken. Yes. Like that movie did great. That movie was fucking...
I love
you can't
Tropic
make
Thunder.
it now. You can't make that movie now. You can't.
You can't blackface?
Absolutely can't make that movie now. But... man, is that movie good.
I love Tropic Thunder.
All the cameos, Tom Cruise, it's fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
You should have got it for Tropic Thunder, but you know what? Good now.
Gosh.
Good now.
Guess who's gotten an Oscar I never thought she would see the day? My girl Erica Alexander from Living Single.
Good for her.
Her and the cast of American Fiction got outstanding performance.
I've heard very good things about American Fiction.
Yeah, so you can just like she did this movie, all the promo. She's just coming out, popping out everywhere.
I think that's the one with Jeffrey Wright, if I'm not
mistaken.
Yes, it
is.
Yeah, okay.
So
I like
the whole cast got an Oscar.
That's
so
fantastic.
Like, oh my gosh.
She well deserved.
Yeah. So and a lot of the cast and crew, I saw like makeup and stuff like that for Oscars for Oppenheimer.
Nice.
So they had
visual
a lot
effects,
of I
saw. And also well deserved because man, that movie is fucking beautiful.
If I'm doing a Christopher, I wonder how long do you have to film with a Christopher Nolan? Like, is it, you know, some movies are like, oh, we're going to be gone for 2 months. Like, I feel like it's like 8 months with that motherfucker.
Probably.
Jesus Christ. I better come out with a fucking Oscar.
Yeah. I mean, but I bet it's just still worth it. It's Christopher Nolan, though. You know what I mean? It's going to be a masterpiece no matter what. I mean, you go down the line of his movies, they're all fucking masterpieces.
He wants to do a horror movie, right?
Yes.
Jesus, like how long is this goddamn horror movie gonna be?
I don't care. It could be as long as he wanted. I'm gonna sit there for it.
Did he ever say what kind of horror movie he wanted to do?
Nope, just horror.
Oh,
which I'm excited about.
Okay, you know, Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan are collaborating with like a vampire movie. I'm like, let's see what this is gonna look like. Is it like gonna be in Oakland and it's a gangster?
Yeah, I'm getting what's that Jamie Foxx Vampire Daybreak or
something like that. It's like, I know you're talking about. It has Snoop Dogg in it.
Yeah, I'm getting those vibes now.
Maybe not. Maybe he'll get some.
I
He'll talk to like Jordan Peele or something and get some.
Or Vampire in Brooklyn. I'm feeling Vampire in Brooklyn right now.
I really hope not. But don't get it mistaken. I love Vampire in Brooklyn. Eddie Murphy, John Witherspoon. Stop playing.
Right.
Did you hear about that shady pastor Bishop Whitehead?
Remember the Niggler? Yeah.
Wait, what is it?
The Niggler. That's what they call him. Because he had a Gucci suit on from head to toe, and this meme they got shared around on the internet, and it looked like a bunch of question marks.
Oh my god!
And it was tan and black. Yeah,
the older guys love to put Gucci on their damn body.
The Niggler.
I love church, but I hate I don't want to walk in a church that's on the bad side of town, in between a J.C. Penney's and a liquor store, and when I walk in, the roof is caving in, but you got Gucci head to toe. You Gucci down. So he
put a doorknob on the church.
I'm like, right, not a lick of paint. You don't get no commission. You just gotta pretend like you eating the body and drinking the blood of Jesus.
Yeah.
But he has been found guilty of fraud. Yeah. And I think he scammed this lady out of $90,000.
$90,000 of her retirement. Yeah.
See, and this is the thing. Black people love God. Black people, we love God. It's always something that we need to believe in, and you're not supposed to ask questions. God, pay your tithes, pay your 10%, pay what you need or what you can pay.
Yeah.
I wish more people would not just you already are living check to check, and you give your whole check to this man, and ain't nothing improving in the damn church house
except for his
suits. Lamborghinis, paying off people so he can get close to Eric Adams, the mayor. I heard a lot of nasty stuff.
There's some nastiness going on with him and Eric Adams too, and it's been interesting to see the fallout about it. New York seems like it's just kind of going downhill.
There's a lot of movies that always predict the downfall of New York, and I'm like, that really is gonna happen.
That's gonna happen.
Yeah, and the only thing that's gonna be left is their rats and roaches
and Snake Plissken.
And fucking
from Escape from New York.
Oh my goodness! But he supposed to maybe get. I don't think he's gonna get all this time, but 45 years.
Yeah, they said the maximum up to.
I don't know how much time you think he's gonna get.
They're gonna make an example of him.
Dang.
Are you serious?
I'm just saying, I don't know.
Yeah. Because there's been too much fraudulent shit going on now. And then we just had that, was it last year? Or it could have been earlier. It was last year, I believe. That Texas pastor, I want to say, that was getting, that was berating the press because they asked him about his private jet and shit. And he's in tax fraud and stuff. And they hadn't put him down yet. But we got ourselves him. We got the Niggler. So we can make an example of this guy.
That's what it makes people not want to go to church.
You throw this nigga in Arkham.
Okay. You gonna tell who Batman is. I know who Batman is. Nigga, shut up and eat this slop.
Eat this slop.
But they're going to, there's Gen Zs, sorry, because I got fucking all over the place, but the studies show that Gen Zs don't go to church. They don't believe in God. They're spiritual now, and this is the reason why. You see these people who want to believe in something, but they're just selling you something.
But it's been like that for years too, dude.
It has, and I think we're finally of course, I don't know. I think we're finally okay, yeah, cut the shit.
Yeah.
And because there's people starving in the communities. You guys are not putting any outreach out there. You guys are not rebuilding up the community. But these churches have 7 levels. Mm-hmm. They have jets. Mm-hmm. They're living in big houses while the people who are paying are poor.
There's a national disaster and you're not letting anybody take refuge in your mega church, Joel Osteen.
I don't even know why people like Joel Osteen.
Yeah, my mom's a huge fan.
But why though? Is it the smile?
Yeah, that nigga got some. He got some roll of chops.
Right. So
nigga got a.
If you know how to be charismatic and charming,
I think it's because he's charming and stuff. And I mean, genuinely speaking, when it comes to a lot of I guess I don't know, members of the clergy or whatever, like the way they confidently project these things, you can pull a lot of the people in who really truly want to believe. And that you were right at, where in saying it's because of people like that ruins overall religion for most
Yeah.
people and younger, because I mean, I want to say it's Nietzsche. I could be wrong, but there's a quote that says, "God is dead and we killed him." It's
Wow.
it's that
Yeah.
meaning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you stop believing in something, just as much as I stopped believing in the tooth fairy long ago, you know, it
What?
isn't
The
real.
Tooth Fairy? No, I'm just
Oh,
like,
shit.
not just like,
Oh,
the Tooth Fairy. No, I'm just like, no,
we have to have a talk about the Easter Bunny.
let me tell you, I don't even celebrate Easter, but I'm just so grateful and thankful that I had a church house, a church home to go to.
Yeah.
Because they're very transparent with us, very down to earth.
But I think because that was that lady's church home. I think it really depends on that person. The people who are delivering the message, or you are consuming and sharing the message between one another, as long as that person or those people are genuine in what they believe and how they're projecting it, yeah, then by all means, that needs to be your home.
This is my thing, because it blew my mind probably 5, 6, 7 years ago when, I was finding out that, there's a lot of like pastors out there that don't believe.
Yeah.
But that's how they get money. I was like,
right.
Oh my God. To me, I feel like that's the ultimate sin, and not to get on this like whole religion thing.
Yeah.
But I say this, if you're actually just preaching it and making people believe, if they receive it, then to me, like, no, fuck you. But
they got a good word out of it.
And I say, people, keep your money, or if you're going to give some money, just give a little bit and see what the results are happening around you.
Or
don't. I say pay tithes by giving a homeless person some money every now and then, or volunteering at some kind of food drive, or doing your own outreach with some people.
It's helping human beings. Yeah. That's how you can pay tithes.
Not helping the motherfucker with the damn Gucci suit, Gucci down, looking like a younger version of Bishop fucking, I don't know, what's his name? TG Jakes. Yeah, Dapper Dan with your damn outfits on.
You and TD, that's pretty funny.
But yeah, like, I mean, I hope she gets her. She ain't get no money from him. He ain't got the money. I don't know if he didn't spend a lot of the money on jets and trying to get some influence with that mayor. So I don't know if he's going to be able to pay.
But I mean, I would go after the mayor to see if he has any receipt on, if there is any receipt on him taking any money, because then I could just go after New York.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And then that makes more people angry at Mr. Eric Adams or Eric whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, that is his name. Yeah,
it's so weird because that's. Anywho,
that ain't my daddy.
Yeah, my father.
But yeah, like, again, I was just so grateful to grow up and have a strong religious background. My pastor bought his pants and his outfits from Costco, so I knew the money was going into. I love you. I knew the money was going to a great cause and stuff like that. We was getting great Christmases. We got great Christmases. We got lunch after the service.
Lunch?
We went to go to the amusement park. So I do our little tithes and offerings.
We go back, and what was lunch comprised?
You know what the lunch is, with the sandwiches and the chips
and the delectables.
So I knew the money was going to a good place, and we were kids, so we were given a lot, and I knew it wasn't really gonna do much, but I knew where it was going. My like I said, my pastor was buying his clothes at the grocery store, so he wasn't Gucci down.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Did you hear about the bill that is getting passed for TikTok to ban TikTok? How long have we been doing this, since pandemic?
Of course, I've heard it. Being in that social media space myself, it's interesting. I think it's incredibly overreaching to in one way, shape, or form to ban it and force other people to not allow it to be on, only because. It's like freedom of speech thing. Like, you know what I mean?
Like the government has this conspiracy theory.
Yeah,
like, they're trying to figure out.
Am I saying that TikTok's not dangerous? It's incredibly dangerous for our youth. It's incredibly dangerous because of the tech behind it in certain ways. I think divesting it and allowing it to be bought by another maybe competitor or another entity that is not China based or whatever you say.
Whatever they're trying to say. But that's what they're trying to do, right?
Exactly. They're trying to ban it because of that, because of ByteDance.
It sounds like Biden.
It's like, it's real iffy with me. Like, I support the fact that they want to divest it, and maybe someone gets it that puts better content on the platform and maybe moderates it in a different way.
Yeah.
Gets rid of the data stuff. You know what I mean? Because that stuff's dangerous. You know what I mean? Your
It
data being
is.
everywhere is super dangerous. But on the other hand, do I feel like the government was allowed to just outright like try to take this motherfucker offline? No, it happened to me.
Yeah.
I had this experience.
I mean, unless they know something that we don't know, that's why they're doing it. But I saw like the videos.
We had nothing they didn't know, and we got kicked off for no reason.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I get where you're coming from, but that's why it's so iffy for me.
You know, I saw videos of the House floor, and they were trying to pass the bill, and I was like, no one voted. There's just people talking. So how did you guys come up with that vote of 3-4 or whatever? I was like, no one raised their hand or said I. It was like people just talking.
I think they did
walking.
it the day after. I want to say they voted the day after.
The video I saw, no one was voting.
Yeah,
so I was like, what the hell y'all doing?
And when they did vote, it was like majority.
I don't have TikTok, and the reason because Daddy won't let me have TikTok. But I won't have TikTok if it's going to be still in my information and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, it's whatever to me. I feel like people who really depend on TikTok, you need to find other outlets. Because that's just like people on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
You know, when they ban you and take you off, it's like, oh, I have no more income. I have nowhere to go. You have to find different platforms. Yeah. There's so many more platforms poking out of the bushes that you can get to.
It's the same way. You know what's interesting to me? Let me tell you a theory I have. We're going to go theory craft for a second.
Okay.
So do you remember not too long ago, Universal Music Group decided to take their music, what they owned, right, off of the TikTok platform? You remember that?
I think I remember hearing something about
so there was essentially like litigation over like DMCA. Like, you know, we really don't need you guys. And TikTok's like, no, we make your artists hide. And it's like, no, we've been doing it for years. Essentially, they took off their music, all of their music, or at least their artists, which is like almost a quarter to 35% of the music that's on TikTok. Wow. It's a huge chunk. Universal Music Group is a huge chunk, right? So taking them off, it makes me think like UMG itself, had a little hand in this.
Maybe.
You know, because you get rid of your competition one way or another.
Yeah, we're sticking it to the men.
You know what I'm saying? It's interesting to see how all the TikTok mania has like compounded in the last like 3 months. When it was big over technically the pandemic, not too big, but still kind of, and it was a little shadowy. Like it's still a conspiracy that you're dating, but now they're like really heavily attacking it. I feel like there might be multiple gears in the works on this.
Maybe. Yeah,
I do.
One of the last things I want to talk about is Senator Bernie Sanders is introducing a bill for a 4-day work week with no loss in pay.
Oh,
so they did kind of like their little trial run.
Yeah,
and he's introducing the bill. And I mean, if you work over 32 hours, then it will be considered overtime, time and a half.
That would be nice.
That would be nice. That actually would, after pandemic, people didn't want to work.
Yeah.
So this can probably like kind of ramp up people's
economy.
And motivate people to want to go to work.
Yeah.
So doing 4 days would be nice, and you getting paid the same amount.
Yeah,
without any loss in pay. I hope that they really consider that.
It would be interesting.
Yeah, and we can get a little bit more quality of life out of people here in the U.S.
Yeah, that's interesting. I would love to see that actually occur. I feel like more people, even more so, would still do the 5 days because it is overtime. You're still going to get the productivity out of a person. But given the option, you know what I'm saying? Just give humans more options.
I'm a salary girl, so yeah, give me Monday through Thursday, or give me Tuesday through Friday. I can do that. I tend to like Mondays off, but I also like Fridays off.
I'll take Friday off. I'm cool. Give me Monday through Thursday, or I'm still gonna work. It doesn't matter. I'm a workaholic. Yeah. It doesn't really fucking matter.
And it makes it nice too when you put PTO in, and you're like, oh, I only work in 3 days.
Yeah,
Or you don't have to waste your PTO on an extra day because you already have it off. So that would be nice.
Interesting concept. Maybe I would like to keep my eyes on that.
Do you have any?
I do have something for you.
Okay.
Let's talk about Boeing and the whistleblower who got found.
Oh my goodness! I was going to say something about that. Yeah. Do you think that had really something? Was that like a coincidence?
No. This man was a quality manager, and he he was a former quality manager. He had worked for Boeing for like 20 or some odd years.
Okay.
And with his experience over time, he started understanding that, like, hey, there are a lot of cuts, and it's going from the quality side of
Oh
things.
gosh, you'll need that with airplanes.
Yeah, and when he finally did go through and started doing like this major expose, it turned out that like 33 of 84 very large Boeing 737s or 747s, one of those two, were malfunctioning.
Oh my
Like had
goodness.
like shit parts on it, didn't have the correct parts on it, makeshift parts on
Jeez
it,
Louises.
um, and he has gone for years, and this is about from like 2017 up. So he's been talking about this and really expressing like real genuine concerns to the FAA. Um,
Damn.
to find him dead
The day before his deposition.
the day before his deposition, where he was gonna go do the second part of his interview, is very very scary to me. Boeing is a huge military contractor.
Oh, maybe they got some peoples.
Huge military contract. That's where most of their money comes from.
Oh wow.
Military contracts, and if you're cutting safety over here, and planes could just fall out of the sky, and this one guy can take your empire down. Not to put my foil hat on or anything, but
I wonder if they're like the Boeing company, they get money for these accidents, or do they have to pay out?
they have to pay out in most cases. But then it's a spectrum. It's just like car recalls. We know this part is bad. Do we wait until it gets as bad, pay out a settlement, or do we see how many are bad and then just worry about a recall? How much? Which one's going to pay off more? Which one's going to cost us more?
Wow.
Oh, okay. It's going to be the trial. It's going to cost. We're going to recall these vehicles then.
Yeah.
Like that happens constantly. So it's probably more or less the same exact thing.
I don't got time for them shortcutting planes. I already have a fear of flying.
Yeah.
And I gotta fly a couple times this year, and
Yeah.
I'll be freaking hold
So
my
do
butt
I.
cheeks.
I'm not looking forward to it.
Hold my butt cheeks, and
Right.
I'm always having a little anxiety before I fly. I don't like it.
I'm not too scary with the flying thing, but quality
Yeah.
is a huge thing for me, as you know.
I just pray before I get on the plane
my
while I'm on the
fucking
plane.
career, and to know that this quality manager who's genuinely trying to just save lives,
Mhm.
he's trying to keep your customer base going.
That's not how they see it.
That's not how they see it.
Yeah.
It's so amazing to me. That's not how you see it. You're keeping your customer base alive means they come back.
Yeah.
McDonald's has a sign that says over 1 billion served.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe they don't have enough people to work it. I don't know.
No, I fucking doubt that. I think in every industry, the first thing you see gets cut is quality.
It's always like
it's
that.
always quality.
I'm already experiencing that right now.
You are experiencing it, and more. This entire music industry is experiencing it. Of course, we got the aviation industry. It's everywhere. Movies, they just had to strike because over years now we've been just getting shit movies, and now nobody's gonna go see them, and so movies flop.
Are they gonna do a strike with the gaming industry?
Yes.
Dang, I heard like in the next couple of months or something.
Yes, it's planned for voice actors to do a strike as well for video games because more AI is being used in terms of just mimicking voices.
Oh wow.
Creating dialogue.
It's like, well, you can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
Damn.
So, I mean, it's falling by the wayside for a lot of industries. I mean, inflation is going up. It's not real nice out here. The most you can do is at least focus on the quality of your product and the services you provide to not add to the pile of fucking shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's all I got. It's been a fucking bizarre week.
Yeah, all these announcements, all these things going on.
Yeah.
Is there any last words of wisdom you want to get to the baby girls before we head out for the weekend?
Stay safe. Whistleblowing, traveling, all that. Stay safe out there, you know?
Well, remember, you guys, we do drop our new episodes every Friday on all streaming platforms, audio-wise. And on YouTube, we'll be there on Sundays at Ideally Though Pod. Like, subscribe, hit the bell button.
Share it.
And we're going to catch you guys next week. Bye.
Yeah.